So what's at stake with the Supreme Court ruling over race and college admissions? The short answer is a lot. It could alter the landscape of higher education as we know it by ending race-conscious admissions and making campuses far less racially diverse. Allowing colleges to consider race as one factor among many factors in deciding who gets in has long been considered a way to remedy past discrimination. But a ruling from the Supreme Court could make that practice illegal. So how did we get here? The case before the Supreme Court started here in Boston 9 years ago. A group called Students for Fair Admissions sued Harvard University. It claimed the school held Asian American applicants to higher academic and personal standards. The group is led by Edward Bloom, a longtime critic of considering race in any kind of decision-making. And it said Harvard's admissions process lumps together different groups of Asian applicants into a single high-performing stereotype. It accused Harvard of making admissions decisions based solely on race, which is unconstitutional. Harvard denied those charges, pointing out that the percentage of admitted Asian American students has doubled over the past 20 years, from 15 to 30%. So how did all these arguments play out in court? When the case went to trial in 2018, no Asian American applicants took the stand to say they were denied admission to Harvard because of their race. Instead, we saw anonymous applications entered as evidence with notes scribbled in the margins that might have showed some implicit bias. One note I remember was on a Chinese American's application. It said perfect grades and test scores, and of course, wants to be a doctor. In the end, a federal judge in Boston ruled that Harvard's admissions process wasn't perfect, but it was close and constitutional. Students for Fair Admissions disagreed and took their case all the way to the Supreme Court, where Clarence Thomas and other conservative justices asked questions from the bench that suggested they are deeply skeptical of the educational value of racial diversity. So here's where we are now. Most experts predict the court is ready to strike down race-conscious admissions, and Justice Thomas is expected to issue the majority opinion that could end affirmative action. For students, this could mean a college can only consider their race or ethnicity if they bring it up in an essay or interview and say it's important to them. One admissions official told me some colleges are so worried about being sued in the wake of this decision that they're thinking about scrubbing racial and ethnic data from their websites. We've been covering this story for a long time, and GBH is committed to following the decision and its implications. We want to hear from you. What questions do you have about the decision? You can drop them here in the comments section below.